Hello and welcome to the Wheels of Faith Garage. Today we're working on a 1999, yes, a 1999 Toyota Camry. This is a friend of a friend's and he wants to put lowering springs on it and new struts. I think he said it's an inch or an inch and a half drop. I'm not positive. We'll find out when we unload all of the parts that we have. He does have the camber kits, the drop springs, new struts, and what has he got? Sway bar links. So we're going to get this thing up on jack stands, get the wheels taken off. We're going to get our parts out of the trunk, get those laid out, excuse me, see what we got to work with, and then just dig in. We're going to yoink out all the struts. He did buy a spring compressor, so we can go ahead and get all the springs excuse me, compressed to get the new struts and strut plates on. That's the other thing he got, at least for the fronts, new upper strut plates and bearings. So let's go ahead and get this thing up in there, get started, and have some fun. This is going to be a fun one. This car spent most of its life in Arizona. That's why it's so clean. At least on the body, I don't see a lick of rust. Well, maybe just a little lick right on top by the rack up here, but that doesn't count considering the car is how many years old? It's a 99. It's currently 2024, so 25 years old, and only has a little lick of rust. Yeah, so this shouldn't be that bad. Let's get after it.
it's about to fall down at me. Just making sure. Well, there's nothing holding that. This is going to be really heavy.
Yeah.
I'm going to drop it.
You can't drop it. It only goes so far. That's all you need.
Alright.
Alright.
That's good. Up here we go.
Yep. That's what you don't want to do.
Yeah, I caught it though.
Yeah, you did. Alright. I'm going to come right here and hold it. So it's over here to my right. Yeah.
You're out.
Stout.
We have these.
Yeah, good. Good. Alright, go to the other side.
Are we going to take everything off first?
Yeah. That's why. No shot. Dang, that's gear wrench too.
This is our adapter. This is our adapter. And it just twisted the metal.
Ow! Oh man, that sucks. Oof. Alright, we're gonna have to come back tomorrow. Gonna have to grab an adapter. Probably hit up AutoZone. It's a holiday and I'm not gonna be at work to get the Snap-on truck to get a new adapter. A 3/8 half inch to 3/8. So I have to grab one tomorrow. And we will get back on this tomorrow. We're making good progress. Are you zooming in clear on my face?
No, definitely not.
You are. You're zooming right in on my face.
No, I am 110% not zooming in directly onto your nose. Hey, stop moving. I can see your mouth.
So, Dale, we gonna get back on this together tomorrow?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe.
Depends.
Maybe you're gonna go play with your friends?
Depends.
Alright.
Cut!
Well, it's the next day. Our evening last night was cut short by broken adapter. I apologize for the noise, got the garage warming up. I'm gonna grab a new adapter, but I'm gonna grab like a Snap-on one or something. This was a gear wrench and it's just not meant for strong automotive stuff. Stopped at the O'Reilly's, had to grab some other stuff anyways, and just grabbed some impact sockets. It's 1/2 inch drive, so we put on our breaker bar and get that bottom bolt loose. Let's go ahead and jump back into it. One side came apart real nice, as you saw. My youngest boy took it apart, and today he's at a in his cousin's house or something. So we're going to tackle the other side and let's just get this stuff ripped out. Apparently the back seat and the back window deck has to come out to get to the strut bolts for the rear struts. So that's going to be fun, but I'm going to get this front taken apart and then we'll concentrate on the rear. So let's get back at it. Keep moving, moving, moving. Are you kidding me right now? What? I was about to cut it off because we have new ones. Okay, now that we have the front struts taken out, let's come back here to the new ones, get them matched up. Let's get the old struts apart because we're going to need the rubber that's at the bottom, and I believe there's a rubber piece at the top also. He did buy us a spring compressor. I've never used one of those. I'm used to the ones that's mounted on the wall and you turn the thing up top and it compresses it down. So let's wear our safety glasses and let's try this out. This has got me a little bit nervous, I'm not going to lie. Let's see what happens. Very, very, very well. I'm pretty happy with that tool. The owner's coming now with the new boots, so let's go ahead and get these sway bar links the rest of the way out here real quick. And then when we get through the boots, we'll put the front struts together and get them back in the car and get the front end wrapped up. It's a beautiful thing. Just beautiful. Whew. Well, that was aggressive, but sometimes it's just what you got to do. So let's jump over their side and do it again. Got my iron intake for the day. Okay, the left front is done. The only thing I need to do is grab a tube of grease from my grease gun to grease up the zert fittings on the sway bar. So we have our new sway bar right here. New sway bar. Got to get the zerts. The zert fittings are in. Just got to grease them. I need to get a tube of grease. This is our camber adjuster. I'll explain that more on the other side. We have our brake hose fitting. Clamp is tight. Bottom bolt down here is tight. This is tight. These are tight. And check out our new springs. They are beautiful. Gorgeous. Okay. Let's go ahead and get the the right front one together and get it put in. Might take a 5-minute break first, you know what I mean? Okay, so as I said, we just got the left front done. We're getting ready to do the right front. Now I have a general idea of what I'm doing. General idea, okay. We're going to do this one together, do the right front together, and I'll kind of explain what I'm doing as we go along and see what happens. See if we can do this again safely without, you know, hurting ourselves or anything around us, right? Safety first. That's so corny, but I tell you, if you lose a finger or something, crap ain't funny then. All right, let me get you in here and what we're doing. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is take the old one apart because we need to get this rubber piece out of here. At this, what is it called? A spring perch, I think. I don't know, but there's a rubber piece in there that we got to get out. And we got to get the plate right here off. And we have a new upper strut bearing, which is always a good idea. So let's go ahead and get the spring compressed. And this is why we replaced the sway bar links, because this one was broke. So let's go ahead, not do that yet, because that would be catastrophic. So I've been trying to figure out the best way to do this. Either this way, but then this kind of hits on here. And then if we go this way, eventually that kind of goes up that way, but that seems to be the best way. Is this already kind of bent? Yeah, maybe not. So this tool is pretty neat. You got the little hookies here, you put them in. You got these tabs that you just push through and that kind of locks it in place. Pretty nice, I like that. And then kind of snug that up. You have an option to use a 1/2 inch like ratchet piece in there, or a 7/8, I believe. So we'll go ahead and get these kind of snugged up by hand, just to kind of hold it in place. And then we'll grab this one for this side. Seemed to work out a lot better going this direction, but you see how that wants to rub in there? So I wonder if I come up here and then move that one down that way. We'll give that a shot. I've never used these before. I'm used to the wall mounted ones, where you just kind of put the whole unit in there and you spin the top and it just brings it in. Super duper nice. So it looks like if we go something like that, that might work out good for us. We'll give it a shot. It's either going to work or it won't, you know what I mean? Yep. Those are locked in, those are locked in. Just need to squeeze this to get the pressure off of this upper plate. It looks pretty compressed. Let's see if this guy will zip out. She's all the way loose. It does help when you go the correct direction to loosen. Just want to kind of bring them out evenly to release the tension, man. Yeah, man, release the tension. Oh, that's magical. I feel safe. Do you feel safe? I do. I feel safe. Alrighty, so we pull our pins here. That releases that off of the spring. Beautiful. My foot keeps hitting the table down here. Pull those loose. Take that off. We can discard that. Discard that. And we're going to pull our spring out. We need to take that plate off. And then we also need to take this rubber right here off. We have new bump stops and boot. So this can be discarded. In other words, we'll just set it behind us so we trip over it later. And get this guy popped off. I like to note where the spring ended so that way I can put it right back where it was on the new spring. And this can be discarded. Once again, set it behind us so we trip over it later. Go ahead and grab our new one. And we'll see this is where the spring stops within this cup or perch or whatever you want to call it. So we'll look at this one. This stops right in here. So we'll fit it right in there nicely. Kind of push it in place. Sits in there pretty decent. I'm happy with that. Take this nut off. And then put in our new bump stop and boot. Now what I did find on the other one is that this hole is really small. I'm assuming this is just a universal something, because you put it on here, no matter how much you push down, it doesn't want to go past this lip. But it has to go past this lip because these lines right here, it's kind of like you could put a wrench in it. There's a straight cut. And within here, there's also straight cuts. So those straight cuts will line up with that. So you put that on, you only got that little bit of wiggle room and it won't allow it to turn. So this bump stop has to go past that. So I'm going to go drill that a little bit and get it to where it can go on. It's completely counterintuitive to drill a brand new part. That's what you got to do sometimes. Hello. Pay attention now. There we go. That sits in there nice. Don't need to take off a lot, just a little bit. This is a 3/4 wood bit, but it gives us the proper size that we need to get over there, and it still be good and snug, so it's going to seal properly. And that's what we're looking for. There we go. That goes down over that real nice. Beautiful. So that's sitting down there nice. Okay. And that's still in place. And the end of our spring right here, go right in that little pocket there. Just the way it came out of the other one. And that keeps the spring from twisting. Just in case you were wondering what's happening. And this ends right here. Ends right there. I don't know if that matters or not, but I want to put it back together the way I took it off. Okay. So that'll sit in there real nice. Now we need to go ahead and compress this new spring. See if I can do this a little more cleaner than I did the other side, because that was a mess. I had gotten my tool here all up in where it didn't need to be. So we're going to try a different position this time. Learn from our mistakes, right? I don't like to call it a mistake, we just figure out a way to not do it. Isn't that what Thomas Edison said? Was that Edison or somebody? Somebody from history said that. So if we go here, shouldn't, is that going to be enough? Yeah, it should compress down. We'll try it. If it doesn't want to work, we can always loosen it back up. Yes, that's the plan. From the last one we did, we know that this spring needs to be at least below this piece right here. So once again, we're going to line up where that spring ended. It likes it there. Got our new bearing in place. Yep, that's the way it came out of the old one. Now we do, and I didn't show this a second ago, but we do want this clocked with this piece right here where the bolts go through are facing us. And we know that from the previous one, within this triangle, this part right here was facing right here. Now keeping that in mind, remember we got our two lines in here that go right here, so we know that this needs to be turned this way, because right now the two straight ones are going here, we need to be going this way. Is that going to sit there, or is it going to fall over and blast my clock? I don't know. I guess we'll find out. Boy, what a contraption. Okay. Pretty perpendicular, man. Okay, that's set in place. And see, we're rubbing that, or well, just touching, maybe basically just touching. So we'll see what this looks like on here. Yep. Okay. It's only letting us move a little bit, so we know that we're in that slot. Before we snug-a-dug of that, we'll just want to look and make sure that's in the spring pocket. Yep, it is. That's where it's supposed to be. Yep, beautiful. We know our bearing is in there. We just need to remember what size it was. There we go. So we'll just tap, 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 tap. Hold this in place. That's beautiful. Turns nicely on there with that new bearing. And with that in place, we should be able to go ahead and loosen these up. And that should be that. Should be. As long as nothing stupid happens right now. And we'll switch over to the other side. Yeah, maybe. Uh-huh. Okay, good, 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 good. I'm liking this. I'm liking it. Okay, all the pressure's off of that one. All the pressure's off of that one. Slide them over here, yoink our pins. Look at that. Can you see that? You see how these pins work right here? You pull those out. Then you're able to release it. That looks good. And that sits in place. Yep, it's happy. Universal. Yep. There we go. Let's go set it in the car. Yeah, she ain't gonna set up straight now. Voila. This is where it would be nice to have a helper. But we'll see. I managed to get the other side in by myself. Just gotta go by feel. Oh, there she went. We do have new nuts for these. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So just like we did with the other side, we're going to keep those loose so we can kind of maneuver stuff around. And we're just going to line up our holes. Which one did we adjust with? I think we had put the bottom one in and we camber the top. I think that's how that worked. Yes, absolutely. Okay. I'm getting tired already, y'all. I got the bolt started in there. Beautiful. Beautiful. And we'll go ahead and get our nut started. I want to keep this loose for just another moment, because we're going to grab our camber bolt, and we'll explain how that works here in just a moment. So this camber bolt has these two washers here just to hold it in place. And then this right here, you're able to see it from that view. You'll notice that right here it's oblonged. See, when I spin it, kind of looks like a cam lobe. It's called an eccentric. So what that's going to do is we're going to pivot off this bottom bolt. I'm going to put this guy in here. So when I pull this towards me and I rotate this, see how it comes out? And when I turn it, it draws it in. All right, then we come back out with it. So I'm going to adjust this to where it's all the way out. So whenever the alignment guys work on this, it'll be all the way out. And then all they got to do is loosen it and kind of rotate it, and it'll draw it in wherever they need it. So we'll get that, since we got it all the way pulled out. Cool. It's at the shallow end of the lobe. So this is all the way out that way. We'll tighten that, and we'll tighten our bottom one. We'll tighten the top bolts. Throw in our sway bar link. Sway bar link, not the bar. Tighten that guy up. And this side's done. And we can move on to the rear. So let's go ahead and zip these guys down. I can't remember what size those were. I just did the other side. And then we can snug-a-dug. I want that washer in a different spot. There we go. We are. Yep. Yep, we're all the way out. Oh, yeah. It's definitely good and tight. I'll double check. Oh, yeah. Yep. Yep, she's definitely tight. And then we'll go ahead and tighten this down. Tight until you start shaking. That's when you know it's tight. Okay, let's zip up these bolts up top. You've already seen that, so we're just gonna hit it real quick. Okay. Put in our, I think that was a 12 millimeter. Did I bring it over at least? Goodness gracious. I did not. I certainly did not. But at least I cleaned up the tools and I know where the heck they're at. So that's a positive, right? That's a glass half full kind of thing. Beautiful. Okay. That's tight. That's tight. Up those three up there are tight. That's tight. Let's go ahead and grab our sway bar and put it in real quick. So the sway bar end lengths are pretty simple by design. You got a bar that goes from one side to the other and attaches in here like this. And whenever the car is in a turn, the sway bar link helps the roll, the body roll. This is basically a shaft that goes into a ball. The ball is inside of here, so it's like a ball joint. It allows it to pivot. Oh, look at those, already do come greased. Sweet. I'll put more in there maybe. They do come pre-greased though, so that's good to know. Shove that in the hole right there. Put the sway bar side on. nice and tight. And the bottom one, go ahead and get it started on there. Now the good thing about these is they have a spot right back in here that you can get a wrench on to hold that shaft so you can tighten those down. That's more for when, whoa. That's more for when you're taking them off, essentially. That's more what that's for. It's like the other ones, as you saw, we went to take them off and had to, and you know, we ended up having to cut them off with the cutoff wheel because that particular design had an Allen keyway in the middle of the stud, and it was just rusty. I put the Allen wrench socket on there, and it simply just crumbled. So this is just a tedious process right here getting this on. I don't have my ratcheting wrench. There's not really enough room to get a socket on there too well. So I'm just going to run this in by hand. The other side did start to spin, so I had to put a wrench, you know, between the ball and the sway bar itself, and that was fine. It worked as it should. Tighten until you start to shake. And then we'll go ahead and put in our zert fittings. Our grease fittings is another word for it. Grease fittings, zert fittings, I don't know. Whatever you want to call them. And you just simply screw into the side. And that's where you put your grease into with your grease gun. Which I need to grab a tube of grease for my grease gun, so I can put a little extra grease in these. Yep. Just a little snug with our pliers. I'm too lazy to go grab the socket for it. Beautiful. And this side's all done. Cool. Got plenty of brake pads on there. It's tight. And the three up there are tight. I'm happy. So now we will go ahead and clean up our tools, clean up our hands really well, get everything picked up, all the old parts put back in the boxes to give back to the owner. Actually, I'll text him, see if he wants me to just scrap it or whatever. And then we will get onto the rears. We're gonna have to pull out the back seat, pull out the back like deck lid thing where the speakers are, because that's where the top mounts are at for our rear. I'm getting tired. What are those called? Struts. Rear strut plates. So let's go ahead and do a quick cleanup. Take a break. And then we'll start taking apart the rear. It's going pretty simple so far. Nothing crazy's happening. This episode brought to you in part by Kroger Big K Zero Sugar Cherry Cola. It's cheap and it's sugar free. I just dropped it. And now it's sugar-free fizz. Sad face. Oh my goodness. I just had some firecracker shrimp from the Panda Express. My mouth is on fire. My nose is running. But we gotta keep moving on this. So we gotta get this back seat out. And I did look up how to get to those upper strut nuts.
And we got to take off these corner pieces here. And they're right back behind there. So we just got to figure out how to... Oh, that was simple enough. Just got to pull harder. We'll have to come around your side. Just a swift pull. Oh, I just burped up a pepper. I do enjoy somewhat spicy food, but not completely spicy. Oh, that had a lot of peppers or something in it. Oof. Whew. So there's supposed to be a bolt back here. There it is. Probably another 12. We zip that out and we can fold the seats down and get this out. And well, that's loose. So I'll have to look at that. Let's get that, what was that, 12? I don't know. I grabbed an 11 and a 12. And it's a 12. Good enough. All right, put the socket in my pocket. Guaranteed to lose it later. Set that right there. There was probably a push pin or something on that. Maybe. I don't know. Maybe it just slides into that groove right there. Couldn't tell you. Let's grab the other side. Where are you? I see you. Yeah, that one wasn't hooked in place either. The owner told me he had done these rear struts, I don't know, a few years ago or something. There's some sort of clip. Oh, yeah. Not sure where that goes, but okay. So let's fold the seats down a little bit. Boy, there's not a lot of room back in here. Not a lot of room. Can't see nothing either. Fantastic. There's not a lot of room back there. This would be a great opportunity to have my ratchet wrenches here. Looks like they're double nutted. That's kind of weird. Let's see, what size are those? They're smaller than a 12. Oh, the second nut that's on them is loose. Pull those off real quick. I mostly just wanted to gain access back here while my hands were clean. Yeah, the second nut that's on the studs is just finger tight. And there's not a double nut back there on that one. I might be able to get in there with a shorty. I don't know. Not too sure. But according to the shop manual, that's all you got to take off is those sides. So we should be able to get these out. There's no push pins in any of this plastic back here. So all this stuff's definitely been out before. Alright. So we have access to it. It's just going to be a booger to get out. But we'll deal with that shortly. Let's get the, let's go under the side here. Looks like the same size as the front. So now that I put all those sockets away, let's dig them back out again. Hey, that's convenient. I had our Cyclops light charging while eating some Panda Express. So should be good and charged up. Alright, let there be light, right? We got our brake line bracket. Okay. I'm going to put it right there by the jack stand. Okay, so we got to be careful of that when we go to remove We'll just leave that kind of sit there. Don't want to break that line. Man, what the heck size were those, 22s? Oh, we got to take the sway bar link off. And this is the dumb design too. Oh, bummer. But that's got to come out. Oh, man. I wonder if I should just go ahead and put some heat on that nut right away. And then maybe hit it with an impact. Nope, she's just spinning in place. We'll see if we can grab it from the back, but I'm not confident. Yep, I'll text the owner, let him know to get some sway bar links coming. Ooh, well, I tried to save them. Didn't work, gotta cut them. Okay, and I think those were 22s, I can't remember. Probably. Oh, it's smaller. They're smaller than the fronts. What? Oh, 19. Okay, I'm not going to argue. Who the heck am I to argue? Sweet. Beautiful. It's beautiful. Now you just need to screw on out of there. You just no, you got to come out. What? There you go. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. Yep, wiggle. Wiggle more. Come on. Yeah. Well, you're thinking about it. That's something. Well, what do you want me to do here? Huh? Okay. All right. Ouch. I whacked my head. You want to come out the same way? I won't argue if you want to. Well, things are happening. Yep. Okay. Alrighty. Okay, we got plenty of room there. Okay. Alright. Everything's still free. Parking brake cable's got slack. We'll just let that sit there, and we're gonna go up top and see if we can get anything on that and see what size it is and all that. All right, let me bring you in on what's going on here with this upper strut brace. It's tight quarters. It's very, very tight quarters. So I have a bolt here, or nut. I managed to get my ratchet on that one. There's one right back in there as well. So it's just kind of 1/8 turn at a time, basically. And I don't know if I'll be able to get this ratchet on those or not, but this is what I'm going to be doing for, I don't know, at least the next 10 minutes or so. Just kind of little turns like that. Just keep on going. Over and over and over again. Not very fun to watch. So I'm just going to sit here with my mouth is still warm, by the way, from that chicken. Nope, it wasn't chicken. It was shrimp.
But the fortune cookie kind of helped to take some of the heat out, so that was nice. So I'm going to keep on going after it.
Okay. So we finally got these 3 out. I'm grabbing that last one back there right now. Believe it or not, the tool I use for that, what even brand is this? Alden? Never heard of it. US patent, made in, I can't even pronounce that. But anyways, open end ratcheting wrench. I was able to grip it with that and then work it, just kind of ratcheting it back and forth. And eventually it loosened up enough to where I could take it out with my fingers. It's not possible for you to see. But I was able to get the last one out. So all 3 of them are out, and it didn't help that this is kind of recessed down in there. So it's dang near impossible to get much on there. But regardless, we got them out. So let's pull the strut out and swap over the springs just like we did on everything else. Oh, my hands are just too fat. But look at that, it did get me. That's alright. We'll get it, right? Yeah. Yeah, we're gonna get it. It'll come on out. One way or another. Well, that's quite a bit of rust for that thing being replaced before. Oh yeah. Oh. Oh yeah. Got him. Whew. Let's turn our light off to save power. Look at the rust on that. I think he said that's been replaced within the last 5 years. Alright, let's get it up on the bench and swap it over. Whew. Panda Express is kicking back. Oh, alright, let's go. And we're going to tighten all those up. Ooh, excuse me. Wow. I am still burping up them peppers and that shrimp. Whew. It tasted delicious, though, don't get me wrong. Whew. Yeah, I'm going to tighten up those bolts, and we'll come back and do the stuff down here at the bottom of the strut and get this side wrapped up, except for the sway bar links. Ugh. It's always something, but let's get after it. Okay, we got the 3 nuts started up top. We're going to go ahead and get our spindle in place with the bottom of the strut, and kind of keep everything loose till we get that up in there, and then we'll tighten the top, and then we'll tighten the bottom. Put in our camber bolt, right? Can't forget about that. All right, let's go. Let's try to get this lined up. All right, we got the 3 nuts on top. There's not a lot of room, folks. But we got them all back in, and then put the extra nut on 2 of them. It was already there when we got into it, so I put them back. So now we can go back down here and work on getting our bolt lined up to go in here. Get our camber bolt the rest of the way in there. It's just kind of holding this together at the moment. Alright, so let's see if you can see this. So when I turn this, it draws it in. I release it, it comes out. So when I turn it, it draws it in. I release it, it comes out. So we want it to be in that position right there. Because I tighten it, it goes that way. Loosen it, it comes back. Tighten it that way, it goes that way. So this way right here, it's all the way out this way. Once again, so when the alignment guys go to work on this, all they have to do is loosen it and draw it in, or heck, they may not even have to move it. That'd be pretty sweet, huh? And this guy goes right back in here. Sweet. Our indexing washer slipped. Let's pretend that won't hurt.
Alright, it's a new day. We got the heater on, getting the garage warmed back up. We just got the right rear strut left to do, and the suspension will be done. Well, as far as the struts, we're still waiting on the rear sway bar links, get those knocked out. We still got to grease the fronts. Let's dig into this, get that right rear done back together so we can move on to the next thing. Let's get after it. Sorry, I'm tired. sway bar links are out. Let's get washed up and go and get this back seat in. And then if the sway bar links aren't here yet, we'll go ahead and check out this exhaust leak. Not sure where it's coming from, but I heard it when he pulled it in, and he said, yeah, go ahead and check it out. If you want to chase it, go for it. I'll pay you. And I was like, bet. So let's clean up, get the back seats out, and go from there. I got a lot of metal in my mouth on that one. Yummy. Well, it's finally warmed up enough outside to get the garage door open so we can air out this garage from all the cutting and everything. As I mentioned before, all these push pins are missing out of here. I say all, but there's 4. I'm going to grab a few and get that put in real quick. They were already missing when we got here, but I like to put things back together the way I found them. Or, you know, back to the way that they should be anyways. I just got a whole bunch of push pins from the Amazon. Super duper cheap. They're like 13 bucks for a huge bag of miscellaneous sizes or whatnot. So, oh, see, that just makes me feel better. Just knowing that it's back the way it's supposed to be. As much as I enjoy modifying stuff, I also enjoy putting things back to factory sometimes. Okay. Now we have this, and there's this little hook on the back here. It's a plastic hook, and there's a metal tab over here. That was not in place when get this rubber mat thing back where it goes. That was not in place when we got to it. So we're going to try to, there we go, get it to go into its home. Get it to slide in there, back in its place of rest. That's definitely not the way to do it. Oh, it's so close though. Did I get it? No, I missed. Hey, there it went. Yep. There's our whole line up down here. It sure does, folks. Let's go. What size was that? I don't know. Is it the size I have over here? Definitely not. Beautiful. Try to keep our hands clean as much as possible. Okay, I'm going to try to do the same thing over here. Little mat things back in place. Oh, I felt that go in. Nice. Is the whole line up? Yes! It's going to be a good day. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. I know I didn't put it too far away. Sweet. Okay. And we just got to feed our seat belts through. Yeet. One of my pet peeves is having the seat belts backwards. They gotta be facing the correct direction. It just bugs me if they're not. I feel like I'm getting really intimate with this seat. All right, I'm gonna have to come around. Excuse me 1 second. 1 second. All right. back in. Good to go. All right, so as I said just a minute ago, we are just waiting on the rear sway bar links, and that's all buttoned up. We need to grease the front sway bar links. And I was thinking about this morning, and it seems like I have grease for my grease gun. Like, I think I remember buying it. So I'm just going to look for it real quick, because I had to grease Lorene, the green 05 F-150. Of course, the grease gun is clear up yonder. I think I see a path through it. Maybe. I don't know. Let's go see. Feels heavy, like there's grease in it. Hey, that's good, there's grease. Oh, very nice. Beautiful. I think it's time for a new tip. I gotta really push in hard on that to get it to go in. All right. I'm really happy I don't have to go get grease. Saves me a trip to the O'Reilly's, which I don't mind going to the O'Reilly's. Huge fan of them. And it's not even that they're the cheapest. It's just, if they don't have it, they can get it for me like within 2 hours. And they've never let me down. Other parts stores, specifically one that really upset me. He had, not he, but the company, ordered something online, got an email saying it was there. Sweet, went to go pick it up. It never got sent, or the hub didn't have it or something, but they didn't let me know. So I wasted a trip over there. And we're only talking about 30 minutes wasted, but when you're in a hurry and you got stuff to do and you got to get customers' vehicles out, or you got to get your own back on the road, can't spare half an hour. No time for that nonsense. So O'Reilly's is not only the closest parts store to me, but it's the most reliable, super friendly people too. Okay, let's go ahead and crawl underneath this thing, do a quick visual, and then we'll start it up, see if we can see where this is coming from. I did look under there earlier. It does look like we have a valve cover gasket leaking, bad enough to where it's dripping. And it's dripping on the exhaust, which is going to cause some smell, and then it's dripping on my floor. So let's get in here and check out this exhaust system. Well, the dang battery's dead. I don't know if that's because I left the door open, or I'm not sure why. 7.4 volts. Oofta. She's charging at 14.5. Let's get under there and see if we can figure out where the exhaust leak's coming from. Well, that was simple enough. Cancer. Well, so the flex plate, or not flex plate, wow, flex pipe is part of the downpipe and part of that catalytic converter. The 05 Nissan Sentra, no, dang it, Nissan Altima that we have in the fleet Had a similar issue, and so I replaced this downpipe, flex pipe, and the catalytic converter. It was like, I don't know, 120 bucks on Rock Auto, but it threw a P0420. That's a catalyst efficiency code. So the cat and that particular assembly isn't doing what it's supposed to be doing. I don't know if this car already has a check engine light or not, but I'll let the owner know what it needs and see what he wants to do about it. An exhaust shop might be able to hack off the flex pipe and weld in a new one. I do not possess those skills, so if I do the work to it, I'd have to replace that whole piece. So we're gonna see if that's something he wants to do. If not, it's fine with me. I hate exhaust work. I hate it. But yeah, we're just waiting on the sway links. We gotta get the front tires on if we wanted, but I'm gonna go ahead and get a hold of the owner and let him know what's up, and I'll get back to you when there's something to get back with, I guess. I'm a horrible public speaker, in case you haven't noticed. Okay. Yep. Chicken fried. Alright, so it's been a couple days. Spoke with the owner about the exhaust and this valve cover gasket. He said he's going to have the local exhaust shop do the flex pipe. And I think that's a good idea because I think it's going to be a little bit cheaper for him than replacing that whole thing. So, we're going to go and make quick work of this as I say that and then I can't get this other, how do you release? Oh my goodness, what are you doing? There you go. Okay. Huh. This is interesting. There aren't typical valve cover bolts going around. You got 4 big nuts right here on these tubes for their spark plug wells that hold it in. No wonder it's leaking. Okay. Size socket. Close enough will work. Wow, that wasn't very tight. That wasn't very tight. There was that one. Or that one. Well, that could have been the cause of the leak. Looks like we have a hose here and a hose here. We need to go ahead and pop off real quick.
Hello, I'm Steven's daughter and I'm his favorite kid.
Oh my goodness, I gotta show you guys something. This about made me crap my pants. I thought the
block was cracked right down in there. But that's silicone from whenever that corner piece was put in right there. Whew, that was sketchy. And a similar pieces is over here, where those you can see those two lines in the head right there. So we'll need to put some silicone in there, some silicone on the corners around the little the humps there for the camshaft, and we'll get this valve cover slammed back on and torqued down, and this car will be done. This is great stuff, and the price reflects it. But hey, it does really, really good. Alright, this thing's been on this charger for about 3 days now. So, if that battery's gonna come back to life, it's either gonna be now or never. We'll know tomorrow. I do have a jump pack for whenever he comes to pick it up, if it's dead, so that ain't no biggie. Check oil real quick. It's right in the middle of the two lines. I'm happy with that. Let's see, coolant. It's right there at the top of the fill. Power steering. It's right there. Washer fluids. I can see it up there. Make sure we didn't leave any tools in here. Yep. Okay. Scanning across the engine compartment. All good. All good. Well, folks, that concludes the 2009 Toyota Camry lowering springs, struts, sway links, valve cover gasket saga. Yeah, you know we're at the end of it because I am in my slides. I got my work pants on. It's about time to get to work. So, owner's coming to get this tomorrow. He was here the other night when we threw the rear sway links on and put her back down on the ground. He's happy with it. He likes the ride height, looks good. So he's happy, I'm happy. Got the oil leak fixed. This thing's good to get on out of here. Man, this thing looks so crisp. Man, this thing looks so crisp. Alright folks, that's it for this one. We'll see you on the next one. Stay crisp. I like that. I like that a lot. Stay crisp. I think I'm going to use that from now on.